EA announces closure of 4 games, Hearthstone releases on mobile devices, all that and more. I'm Zach Sharps, and this is Free to Play Weekly. Those of you Hearthstone fans out there wanting Blizzard to finally release the mobile version of the game got great news this week. Blizzard's hit card game is now available for iOS and Android smartphones, and of course with the new platform comes an interface change in order to make it as user-friendly on the smaller screens as possible, and in order to play the game you'll need at least an iPhone 4, iPod Touch 5, or an Android 4.0 device or newer. If you access the game from mobile, your whole card collection will convert over as if nothing ever happened, and you'll even get a complimentary card pack after you play your first game. How does it perform though, you might ask? I mean, some smartphone games are quite shoddy. Well, on my Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge, there is some slight frame drops here and there, but for the most part, it runs surprisingly well on my 1440p smartphone. However, mileage will vary, and I'm sure some smartphones that barely meet the minimum requirements may not have the greatest time utilizing the application, but will you be utilizing the new mobile client? Leave me a comment down below. Those of you who thought the Rift content fields were running a little dry, you got some good news this week, because Tron Worlds thought it was time to unleash more content for their free-to-play MMORPG Rift, and this time it's with patch 3.2 Echoes of Madness. In the new update, you will find a reworked Hammernail raid, a revamped wardrobe system, new instant adventures that include adventures in the Hammernail, tweaks to the instant adventure mode which skews rewards to those who actually participate, and a new Tale of the Deep. When it comes down to it, this is a normalish size content update for Rift, and it's great to see Trial continuing support for their most solid title in their lineup. It's not uncommon for games to shut down from time to time. However, what is uncommon is for multiple from one publisher to shut down while that same publisher praises their most successful title. What company am I talking about? Well, none other than EA, of course. Executive Vice President Patrick Soderlund gave the grim news that Battlefield Heroes, Battlefield Pay for Free, Need for Speed World, and FIFA World will be shutting down. Those of you who want to check them out for the last time will be able to do so for another 90 days. After that, poof, they're gone. What is odd about the statement, though, is how it began by talking about how well Star Wars The Old Republic is doing, of course thanks to its, quote, very enthusiastic and growing player community, end quote. On a side note, basically ensuring SWTOR players it will be around for much longer, EA stated that there will be more new story-driven game updates in the future. And like I always say, it's sad to see titles bite the dust, but unfortunately that's the cycle. If a game doesn't have a lot of awareness within this very saturated free-to-play market, or it has a cash shop that's undesirable, it bites the dust. I guess EA will just have to focus on channeling the force at a new Battlefield 5. You know it's coming eventually. In other Shutdown related news, KOG Games has pulled the plug on their side-scrolling fantasy free-to-play title Grand Chase. They have announced that the game has officially been shut down in America. In their recent statement to players, they said the following: Grand Chase had a tremendous impact and paved the way for so many MMOs that it was simply time to say goodbye and allow players to embrace these new experiences. While it's the end of Grand Chase, it's only the beginning of what we at KOG Games have in store for our community. For those of you who play Grand Chase and maybe have a max level character within that game, you will be able to get a free boosted max level character in KOG's other free-to-play title, Elsword. Sounds like a pretty good deal to me, and it certainly is a silver lining to those Grand Chase enthusiasts, but in the end, as another game bites the dust, it is now time for the question of the week. Last week on the show, I asked whether or not you think level caps should exist within MMOs. A user by the name of Abon said the following: removing a level cap or setting a high level cap is an awesome idea. You can feel special, feel strong, that you achieved the best. Getting the extra stat points would be fun to do. Thanks for your response, and if you want your comment possibly featured in next week's episode, make sure to leave a comment down below. This week's question allows you to roleplay as a free-to-play god that can strike down anything at any time. If you had a choice, which free-to-play title would you rid out of existence and why? My choice, it would be Farmville, because it's Farmville. Do I really need to explain more? It's a shooter, it's a MOBA, it's a shmoba? For our last bit of news this week, the previously green-lighted Games of Glory will be launching on Steam this summer as a free-to-play title. Unfortunately though, there's no definitive date that has been announced, and with that said, for those of you who don't already know, Games of Glory offers distinctive multiplayer online gameplay that features the battle arena game style while implementing action, equipment, perks, and skill-based gameplay of popular shooter titles. An interesting tidbit about the game though is that any single victory or defeat cannot be really taken for granted because they will affect the outcome of the living persistent universe that Lightbulb Crew has created. Overall, it sounds like an interesting idea, especially within the MOBA genre that's already very saturated, and I'm very curious how that persistent world will play out. Regardless though, if we get any information on the actual release date for Games of Glory, we will be sure to let you know. You know what I always let you guys know about every single week? Well, giveaways of course, and this week is no different. As always, make sure to head on over to our giveaways page, bookmark it, check it daily, check it every hour, minute, whatever fits your style, so that you never ever miss one, because they're free. You don't want to miss out on free things. That does it for me though, guys. Signing off until next week's Free to Play Weekly, I'm Zach Sharps, and I will catch you guys next time.